Del Rio, this is Jerry with Keller Williams Del Rio, your local realtor, and today we're going to be having a crash course with a local lender. And I'm here with
Jaime, Fairway Mortgage, Fairway Independent Mortgage.
Perfect. So Jaime's here today. He's going to be answering a couple of questions that a buyer might have in the home buying process. But first, Jaime, what does your job description entail as far as financing goes? Walk me through that.
Okay, so I am a loan originator. I originate loans. I take information, applications from clients. I run the credit report, and then I'm able to tell on what program they qualify.
Mm-hmm.
We have several programs that we do, Jerry, anywhere from conventional to FHA to VA to USDA.
Right.
And all of these programs, these loan programs, have different guidelines.
Okay.
So what I do is I take an application. Some loan programs require certain credit scores.
Mm-hmm.
So once I run the application, I'm able to tell on what programs the clients will qualify.
Okay.
So as a loan originator, I do that. I get all their information. I verify information before submitting the file for a actual loan.
Okay.
For them to be able to purchase a home.
Perfect. So it's pretty much the starting point, at a buyer, at the home buying process. They would come to you, originally as far as financing goes, and then you would get the process started. Does that sound correct?
That is correct. We're the first persons to talk to these applicants and get their information and run their credit and see if they qualify, and then move forward. If we feel we've got a good candidate and they qualify for a certain program, then we let them know. We let them know what the loan amount is, and then they can go and start shopping.
Jaime, thank you for that. I know you mentioned. So it's the start, of the home buying process. So initially, what are you looking for as a loan originator? What kind of documents are you requesting from the buyers, potential buyers? What all do they have to bring to you so that way they're able to get their financing in order?
So as a loan originator, we look for stability in income and a work history. We look for stability in money management, right? Clients have to have a certain credit score for some of these programs. So we're looking for clients that can qualify for the program guidelines.
Okay.
For an example, we have an FHA program that their credit scores can be as low as 580.
Okay.
And that requires some other information that I may need to obtain from the client.
Right.
So it's just depending on what the client. Initially, we look for a 2-year work history, a 2-year lit history, and then of course we pull credit, and then we're able to tell by that on versus how much money they're making, how much they owe, and if they qualify.
And so I know with talking to buyers, the primary concern right now, shifting gears here, is the interest rates. Right now, what are you looking interest rates to be right now?
Currently, interest rates, they vary. Some programs we have as low as a 5.5 interest rate to 5.875 with a TDHCA program. Right? That does have to be in a targeted area. We have other programs that can run a 6.750, and some interest rates are running in the 7.25. So again, there's different programs. Some already come with interest rates. Some you have to price out.
Right.
If we're pricing out, that varies on credit scores.
For sure.
If you have a 100 credit score, debt to income ratios are low, it'll price out, and then it'll tell you this is what this client can qualify for in an interest rate, and that can vary. You've got some clients that can get a 6.5 and some that can qualify for a 7.525.
Okay, so depending on several factors, it plays a role into what interest rate you might be taking on. Okay.
Exactly, and again, that would be my responsibility as a loan originator, is to explain to the client what programs they qualify for and what interest rates are currently available.
Compared to the 80s, at least I wasn't around, but with the history that I've seen, correct me if I'm wrong, I've seen them up to 18%. So to compare to now's rate, 5-6%, it doesn't look all too bad, right?
No.
But the primary concern that I'm having with a couple of buyers is, compared to 2 years ago, we've been seeing what, three.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, we were closing on loans with a 2.9% interest rate,
2.9, okay.
3.5 interest rate, 3.6. They were pretty low.
Sure. So compared to now, I mean, it's a pretty good jump, right?
Right.
What would you say to buyers now wanting to hold off in the, jumping into the market, into the home buying process because of the interest rate right now? What are maybe some items or advice you would give somebody, in that predicament?
What we're currently seeing right now are higher interest rates. But what we're also seeing in the mortgage industry is that the cost of the homes, the sales amount, is actually dropping versus going up. Now, the value of the house are predicted to go up 5%. What the houses are selling for are actually dropping because they're not that very many buyers right now. So, is it a good idea to buy right now? It could be for you, for the reason that you have a house with the sales amount of $265,000. 2 weeks later, it may be at $255,000. So you're actually benefiting from the house dropping in price. You may get a little bit of higher interest rate right now. A year or two, refinance it. You're going to end up buying the house that you want at the price that you want, and then will be able to refinance in the near future. So I think that for buyers, and I recommend for buyers too, it's a good idea to buy right now. Let me tell you what will happen if interest rates will go down, and this is of course something that this is in my opinion what I think would happen. This is the opinion of other experts that I've talked to that feel this may happen.
Sure.
Interest rates are going to drop. You're going to have a flood of buyers come back in the market, and then you're going to have a lot of offers on the same home. So 2 years ago, when the rates were down, what was happening? The house was going for $250,000. You were having multiple offers, and clients were actually offering more than the sales amount that they wanted. So it's a good idea, I think, to buy right now versus competing against multiple offers where you may end up paying more than what you want for that house.
For sure. There's a funny quote I come across in my in my 2 years in the business, and that I sometimes relay that quote to my buyers that I'm working with is marry the house. How's it go? Marry the house, date the rate, right?
That's right.
Is that how it goes? Okay. Yes. And meaning fall in love with the house. I mean, especially now in today's market, buyers are looking like they're having the upper hand, a little bit more in the negotiation process. And so if you love the house, go ahead and marry the house. Eventually, if the rates drop, you can go ahead in a couple of years refinance to that lower rate. Right. If it doesn't change, then I guess no harm, no foul. But if it goes up, you would be happy you would lock in that lower rate, right?
Correct.
And then especially as well, you mentioned something kind of critical. There's another saying that I came across: those who don't wait appreciate. Meaning, a house right now, if you buy it in today's market, the value might go, well, for sure, 3 to 5%, every year houses are appreciating, right? For the most part, on average.
Right.
So a house in today's market, it's going to be a lot more, cost a lot more in 5-10 years down the road, for sure.
Currently, if you're buying right now, you're seeing a price reductions in the sales amount of the house, right? Versus, let's just say, let's move a year forward, the house already appreciated 5%.
Sure.
So then you're paying that 5% extra that it's supposed to appreciate. Yeah, because there is no signs that they're going to depreciate. If anything, they're going to appreciate. There's just not enough houses on the market right now.
Sure. And the popular question amongst buyers that I've been talking to. So I'll ask you, Jaime, what are some programs that you have for maybe first-time home buyers and looking for some down payment assistance that provide something like that?
Okay, so as we discussed earlier, we currently have a TDHCA program that has for first-time home buyer, available for first-time home buyer, has a 5.5% interest rate. That comes with a 3% down payment assistance of the loan amount, right?
Right.
We also have a 4% down payment assistance that comes with a 5.875.
Right.
Currently, the state will give us these rates every morning.
Sure.
So we have to log in and make sure they're still available. So these rates, as of yesterday morning, I haven't checked them this morning, were available. And these are something for first-time home buyers. It is in a targeted area, so for Del Rio, I would have to check the area to make sure that the house qualifies.
Right. Okay.
There is other programs that TDHCA does offer that don't have to be in a targeted area, but those interest rates can start as low as 6.75.
6.7. Okay. Perfect.
We also do USDA. USDA is also an area that has to be, the house has to qualify.
Right.
That has a 0% down payment.
Oh wow.
It is for first-time home buyers also. That being said, we do have programs that are just for first-time home buyers.
Right.
That also offer down payment assistance. For an example, if you own a home, it's paid in full, you need to upgrade homes, then there is a program that has down payment assistance available for you.
Jaime, to wrap things up, what are some last words or some advice that you would give, to just a buyer, in the financing, looking to financing? What are some words of encouragement, or what are some words you would like to say?
If you're interested in becoming a homeowner, whether you're a first-time home buyer or not, don't hesitate to make contact with me. I'm available normally at the office from 9 to 6. I'm available after hours, and make myself available on the weekends because I know people work throughout the week and can't always make that 9 to 5 office time. But let me know. I'll be more than glad to talk to you about it. If you want to run an application and see where you stand, if you're ready, we can move forward. If not, we can always get you there. We can always plan something to get you there. If I'm just a phone call away. I'm at 2044 North Bedell, Suite C, Fairway Independent Mortgage, and my phone number is 830-765-1739.
Perfect. Thank you, Jaime, again for your time, for coming over to the KW office and enlightening us and sharing this info to prospective buyers, to buyers looking into the home buying process. So I appreciate your time.
You're welcome.
Again, this is Jerry with Keller Williams Del Rio. Till next time.